Several Tesla investors have for a long time expected the new federal tax credits for electric vehicles, and many Tesla buyers hoped to be able to take advantage of this credit. The EV credit, which is said to be as large as $7,500 for new vehicles and $4,000 for used, is one of the expected boosters for Tesla sales and demand in the coming years. However, while Tesla buyers may get less prices for some Tesla cars, they may not enjoy such benefits with some other Tesla models. So why are these Tesla models not getting the credit? Well, we're just about to find out. Hey guys, welcome back to Tesla Tomorrow. The IRS recently published a list of electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids that are eligible for federal tax credits under a new Inflation Reduction Act. The list includes several Tesla models, as the new law has eliminated the tax credit cap for automakers that hit 200,000 electric vehicles sold, and it's valid for purchases made on or after the 1st of January 2023. While it was expected that Tesla EVs will qualify for this, the fact that other Tesla models are overlooked comes as a surprise to many investors and bulls of Tesla. On the recent list released by the IRS, not only are all Tesla Model Y vehicles qualified for the tax credit, but the IRS claims that these cars are not classified as SUVs. Why has this happened, and how can it affect the demand for Tesla cars in the future? Let's find out. But before we do, if you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications to keep up to date for more news and updates on everything happening with Tesla. The US government has said that the Inflation Reduction Act is one of the most significant climate legislations in US history, and it includes $739 billion aimed at greener power, lower costs through tax credits, reduction in emissions, and advancements in environmental justice. When it got announced, the government said that it would offer new access to tax credits, as well as grants and incentives to reduce air pollution. The Inflation Reduction Act also has several tax credits available for EV charging. There is also a property credit for companies that install EV chargers, and the IRS will offset up to 30% of the total costs of purchase and installation of charging equipment, which totals up to about $100,000 per charger. Although several Tesla bulls expected more, the recent EV tax credit didn't include all Tesla models. According to the IRS, there is an applicable MSRP limit of $55,000 for electric vehicles and $80,000 MSRP limit for electric SUVs, trucks, and vans. The Tesla Model S sedan and Model X SUV are not eligible for the $7,500 tax credit, and that's because the Model S starts at around $105,000 and the Model X is approximately $121,000. As sales of electric vehicles continues to surge, many new and prospective customers have questions about qualifying for federal tax credit on electric vehicles, especially now that there is a slew of new credits that have been reinstated to US customers. The Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 is the most ambitious climate legislation in US history, and it aims to make electric vehicles a little bit more attainable, or at least that's the hope. The bill, signed into law by President Biden on August 16th, has allocated over $369 million for climate action, and a portion of that budget is dedicated to enhancing tax credits for electric vehicle purchases. For a car to be eligible for the credit, its battery's gotta meet a minimum threshold of parts sourced from the US or countries with which it has a free trade agreement. While the requirement for the tax credit may keep several companies from benefiting from this privilege, several investors believe that Tesla was definitely on the list of car companies to qualify for that tax credit. However, it appears that the IRS only considers the Model Y as an SUV, even though it's got 7 seats. Since the 5-seat Model Y long range starts at just under $66,000 and the 5-seat Model Y Performance is priced at just under $70,000, these variants are not eligible for the credit. The Model 3 Performance is also not eligible because it starts at $62,990 and therefore goes above that $55,000 threshold. Looking at the wider list of brands, the IRS seems to be inconsistent when it comes to classifying SUVs and cars when it comes to EVs, which has caused some of the Tesla cars to miss a spot on the recent list. But the question is, will this affect demand for Tesla cars? Well, probably. The prior announcement of the tax credit had allegedly affected demand last year. Even though Tesla introduced an end-of-year sale, discounting their vehicles by $7,500 to encourage people not to wait, demand was still slowing down, as EV buyers were delaying their purchases until the new year. However, in all, the fact that some of Tesla cars missed out on the tax credit does not translate to a future decline in the demand of these cars. Whether Tesla's EVs get the tax credit or not, the car company is still in a good position to take record of enormous demand in the coming years. For instance, if Tesla keeps prices the same, the demand for its cars will inevitably grow, especially as the car company continues to improve on its EVs. And if the car company chooses to increase prices over the coming years, while demand may not be as high, its profit margins are surely going to increase in the coming years. Needless to say, there is currently a rush in order for electric vehicles to get booked in and shipped as the technology becomes more mainstream and countries implement laws that support the production and sale of them. In short, EVs will likely grow in popularity due to gas price increases and the new federal EV incentive that has just begun. Now, for Tesla investors, the recent update by the IRS should not be much of a problem, since Tesla can easily pull on demand controls if ever there is a need for that. As electric vehicle demand continues to skyrocket in several markets globally and many national governments further incentivize EV purchases, Tesla is perfectly positioned to take advantage of the demand. Also, several other factors which have pushed Tesla sales far higher in Europe over the past few months, like the price hikes in gas, are actually likely to continue to boost demand for Tesla cars. And even if Tesla does pull demand triggers, like lowering the price of its cars, it is still going to be for the benefit of the car company, and it will also fix any demand issue, if there are some at all. Tesla's CEO Elon Musk has never been a big fan of government subsidies. The business expert has previously said he doesn't want any help from the US government, despite the fact that his companies have gotten billions of dollars worth in this. Musk has actually spoken out against the proposed electric vehicle tax credits beginning last year, stating that Tesla does not need the $7,500 tax credit. And at a Wall Street Journal summit in 2021, Musk said that the government should delete all subsidies from the $1 trillion infrastructure bill that was recently signed into law. The bill, which included $7.5 billion for electric vehicle charging infrastructure, would likely benefit Musk's car company Tesla. However, Tesla and its other executives were more receptive to the tax credits. According to a Tesla executive, the car company views the passing of the Inflation Reduction Act as a significant boost towards accelerating its mission while also scaling the battery supply chain at large in the United States. According to Tesla CFO Zachary Kirkhorn, the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act is a significant boost towards accelerating the automaker's mission. He told analysis during the company's Q3 earnings call last year that it would also result in scaling the battery supply chain at large in the United States. Although at the time, he had further cited that the eligibility criteria for the credit won't be fully clear until the Treasury Department publishes guidance, he does, however, still believe that Tesla is very well positioned to capture a significant share of the credit for solar storage and also electric vehicles. According to reports, Tesla and SpaceX have received more than $7 billion in government contracts alone and billions more in tax breaks, loans, and other subsidies. In recent years, Tesla has sold at least $6 billion worth of government-backed electric vehicle credits. These sales have twice in recent years reportedly made the difference between the car company posting a profit instead of a loss. Although Elon Musk did not agree with the tax credit, he had believed that at a high level, Tesla would fully meet the requirements for the credit. Even though this didn't turn out to be true for all Tesla models, it still included some of Tesla's EV models, which is an opportunity that intending EV buyers will be more than happy to take. But what do you think about the price demand for Tesla cars? Let us know down below. And if you want to know more about what Tesla's been up to in the last few days, go ahead and click on this next video on your screen. See you there.